The Bone Clocks is a fantasy novel written by David Mitchell and published in 2014. Mitchell employs multiple points of view to delve into a hidden world of psychic abilities and eternal beings locked in an unending conflict. The author skillfully weaves together narratives, with later stories shedding light on previous events. He grounds his fantastical ideas in meticulously realistic descriptions. The story begins in 1984, focusing on 15-year-old Holly Sykes, who gets into an argument with her mother over her boyfriend, Vinny, prompting her decision to run away. Before leaving, Holly's younger brother, Jacko, gives her a souvenir in the form of a diabolical maze drawing, urging her to commit it to memory. As Holly flees, she encounters a woman named Esther Little, who seeks her help and asks for asylum. During her journey, Holly experiences a haunting and unsettling vision of her little brother and is reminded of a time in her childhood when she heard voices known as the radio people. A doctor named Marinus had previously aided Holly in overcoming this affliction. Along the way, Holly reconnects with her friend Ed Brubeck, who shares his own experiences working on a strawberry farm. Inspired by Ed's story, Holly decides to pursue the same farm job and sets out hitchhiking. She is picked up by a young couple who offer her a place to stay for the night. However, when Holly wakes up in the morning, she discovers the couple dead and is attacked by a man who mistakes her for Esther Little. In a twist of fate, the lifeless body of the young woman suddenly comes to life and drives the attacker away. It becomes clear that the animated body is Esther, who has come to claim the asylum Holly had unwittingly agreed to provide. Esther enters Holly's mind and erases her memories of the incident. Holly eventually reaches the strawberry farm, but Ed Brubeck tracks her down and brings her back home. There, Holly receives devastating news: her brother Jacko has disappeared, and she blames herself, believing that he attempted to follow her on her journey. 7 years later, we are introduced to Hugo Lamb, a college student and part-time swindler who thrives on card cheating and theft. He encounters a woman named Immaculée Constantine, who reveals the possibility of attaining immortality. Hugo becomes infatuated with Holly after she confides in him about Jacko, and they share a night together. However, when a postcard from Ed Brubeck arrives, Hugo's jealousy is stirred. The following day, Holly departs for work, and Hugo reunites with an old acquaintance, Elijah Darnock, who discloses that both he and Immaculée are anchorites, a group of individuals with extraordinary mental abilities capable of achieving immortality at a cost. Elijah invites Hugo to join their ranks. In 2004, Holly and Ed Brubeck are married and blessed with a daughter named Aoife. Immaculée crosses paths with Ed and Aoife and tests Aoife's ability to hear voices, similar to her mother's, but Aoife does not possess this trait. After a wedding reception, Aoife mysteriously disappears. Ed and Holly embark on a search to find her. During their quest, Holly experiences a seizure-like episode and utters the words 10 and 15 in an unfamiliar voice. Suspicion that Holly possesses psychic abilities deepens within Ed. Together, they venture to room 1015 in the hotel they are staying at and discover Aoife there. In 2015, Crispin Hershey, a struggling author capable of dark deeds, encounters Holly multiple times and becomes increasingly convinced of her genuine powers. They develop a friendship. Holly relocates to Iceland, and Crispin visits her, learning about her battle with cancer and the limited time she has left. During his visit, Hugo, now an immortal anchorite, attacks Crispin. Hugo seeks answers from Holly regarding anchorites and a group known as horologists. In an attempt to erase Crispin's memory, Hugo inadvertently uncovers some of Crispin's past transgressions, leading to Crispin's untimely demise. In 2025, Marinus receives a message from Esther Little, someone believed to have long since perished. Realizing that Esther has been concealed within Holly all along, Marinus contacts her, discovering that Holly has survived her illness. He reveals to Holly that he is a horologist, a group of atemporal beings who reincarnate in the bodies of dying children after death. Holly's brother, Jacko, was one such child destined to die at birth, but a horologist named Shiloh inhabited his body instead. Marinus explains that the anchorites, an evil cult, seek out children with psychic abilities like Holly and drain them of their powers, likening them to vampires who feed on humans referred to disdainfully as bone clocks due to their mortality. Marinus extracts Esther from Holly, and together they head to the anchorite chapel with the intent of destroying the icon that grants them their power. They successfully demolish the chapel, but Marinus's physical form is killed in the process. Holly allows Marinus to inhabit her body, and a portal opens leading them to the maze that Jacko had urged her to memorize. Deep within the maze's center, they discover a golden apple. Marinus departs from Holly, who touches the apple and is transported to safety. To Marinus's surprise, Hugo is present in this realm. Hugo confesses that he allowed Holly to escape because he still loves her deeply. Accepting their imminent deaths within the maze, Marinus suddenly realizes a potential way to escape. In 2043, Holly resides in Ireland as society crumbles globally. Ed and Aoife have passed away, and Holly cares for her granddaughter, Lorelei, and a diabetic orphan named Rafik. A military vessel contacts Holly, and to her astonishment, one of the crew members is a reincarnated Marinus. Holly convinces Marinus to rescue and safeguard Lorelei and Rafik. David Mitchell weaves together recurring characters and symbols to unify the diverse narratives into a singular story exploring the nature of good and evil. Goodness is portrayed as inherent and natural, rather than solely moral, while evil distorts the natural order for personal gain. The culmination is a rich mythology that adheres to its own internal logic and rules. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.